So if you're into the Synergy stuff like I am, but you don't have this particular module, you are really missing out. In fact, I'll go as far as to say if I had to pick one module and forsake all of the other ones, I would easily pick this one. So which module am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about the Camerock by Salvation Audio. This thing is freaking killer. I just absolutely love this thing. And like I said, if I had to pick one module to have and forsake all the other ones, it would be a pretty easy choice for me to go with this one. And I'll get into all the reasons why in a minute. But before I get into all that, let me just say this. If you don't agree with my opinion on the Camerock, well, I will send you a free helmet, a drool cup, and a bunch of windows to lick. This thing sounds freaking awesome, and the feel is really good as well. So I love the Synergy stuff. I think their modules are really, really freaking good. So don't come at me about picking a Salvation Audio unit for my Synergy stuff. But what I will say is, as much as I love the Synergy stuff, on most of the modules, at least the ones that I've had experience with, they sound great. But there's just something missing on a lot of them. And no offense to Synergy, but I just feel like with this Salvation Audio Camerock, it just doesn't have any compromises. It actually is full like a real amp would be. There's no emptiness there. It's got that full saturation, that richness to it, and there's no hollow spots in the frequencies at all. This thing is just freaking awesome. And you could tell with a lot of the Salvation Audio stuff that there's more stuff in them because they weigh more. You pick it up and you're like, wow, there's some freaking weight here. You know, there's more stuff inside. I don't know what that stuff is. Maybe he filled it full of rocks. I don't know. All I can tell is it sounds fuller, okay? So here are the settings that I used in that intro riff there. And it has two gain knobs here. So you have that. And then you pick the different gain style that you want. So you get right here on the setting that I'm on right now, it's more open, but then I just turned this gain up here a little bit and it filled it up. So it's like a happy medium if you want a compressed sound, but you don't want it overly compressed. Go to the open setting here and then just crank this up a little bit more, and it's kind of like in the middle. So if I was to go with a more compressed sound here or here, I would back this down because it's really saturated then, which I also like, especially for solos. But here's the tone stack, and then you get the bright switch here, where when I have the gain where it's at, it's probably not as noticeable, but I don't really care because I think the overall voicing of this thing is pretty much near perfect. It just sounds incredible. And this bright switch is attached to this gain knob here. So again, tone stack here. I have everything pretty much flat on the power station. I can't show you those knobs because they're over here, but just trust me, they're pretty much flat. I have the depth at like just past noon. The presence is at top dead center. And so the signal chain is, the Camerock into the Syn 2 unit that's going into the power station. That's connected to the thigh bone. It's connected to the ham bone. And then they're going into my KHE switcher. And I have two cabs on. I have the MESA with the vintage 30s, and then I have my Zilla cab, which has the Karnivore speaker. I think that combination is the absolute best sound I've ever had in my career doing music, if you want to call that a career. Hobby. It's a career. It's a half hobby, half career. I just invented a new word today. I have a career in doing music. Do you have a career? Probably not. Yeah. Can you do that? Probably can't do that either. All right, so let me just play some riffs, and I'll screw around with this thing and then I got to get out of here. I got a house to wash and 46 trucks to wash. So yeah, so I'm going to turn off my mic and screw around. Here we go. You hear how rich that got and like nice and saturated it got when I switched to this gain structure here. So gain style, structure, whatever you want to call it. So you go up a notch and it adds a little bit more saturation to it. Well, actually a lot more. And then I had to back this down, and I could probably back this gain down a little bit as well. But man, it's so rich. It's really thick, and it just adds a lot of great saturation to it. So now I'm going to go from this to the other setting, which is all the way down, and then the middle is the more open setting. So you might hear a little bit of a jump as I go through these, but just check this out. Okay, so like I said, you got a lot of saturation on this unit if you want it with those different gain styles. But I found the happy medium, which was surprising. I did that in sound checks. I haven't played this in months. And I was like, well, let me go to the middle, and I saw this secondary gain knob, you know, and I'm refamiliarizing myself with this thing, and I turned that up, and I'm like, oh, God, there it is. There's the happy medium. I got the saturation I'm looking for, but that little more of a guttural, raw, open kind of sound and feel, and it was like the perfect blend of everything that I want. So this thing is just incredible. And like I said, I'm not feeling or hearing any compromise on this unit, which I have with other Synergy units. I mean, there's always a bit of a compromise. And again, they sound great. They really do. But when you own all these amps and you're used to how a full amp sounds, and then you go to some other units out there, you can tell the difference. You really can. And again, I don't mean that as a slight to the Synergy stuff. I think it's great. I used to play in a band when I was crazy enough to actually think that that would get me somewhere in this, you know, shitty scene here in Michigan. And I played my Synergy stuff on stages all over the place and loved it. And I actually recorded in the studio with my Synergy rig on several songs and thought it sounded amazing as well. But when you plug into the Camerock, you're like, oh my God, there's something there. It's just thicker and fuller, and the saturation and gain structure is just like if you were to plug into just a regular amplifier. And that's the thing I really like about this. So I am boosting it right now with the Devil's Triad Essentials pedal. So let me turn that off, and I'll play some riffs for you with it off, and then I'll switch it on and you can hear how it affects the module. All right, so in that mode, that gain type or whatever you want to call it, gain style, which is a little more compressed with the boost off, that's actually really tight and responsive, and it's got a lot of great saturation and aggression to it. So some guys might prefer it like that without a boost, especially if they're rhythm players. I think it sounds great just like that. But I'm going to go ahead and kick the pedal back on and then find the best settings that work with this unit, at least for my taste, you know, with the pedal on. And then I'll do a full mix and we'll call it a day. God, man, that is just guttural. It's just so gnarly. It sounds amazing. The chugs have this nice growl to them. I mean, it's just absolutely insane. Like I said, if you haven't tried one of these, order one from Salvation Audio. You're going to be blown away with the sound and the feel of this unit. And you're going to be surprised. You're going to pick it up and go, oh my God, he's right. This thing does weigh a lot compared to some other units out there. I mean, he crammed everything into this. So if you could find one used or on his website over at Salvation Audio, go get one. These things are incredible. It'll probably be your favorite as well. As, you know, even if you play classic rock, classic metal, modern rock, modern metal, whatever in between all those, I mean, it'll fit the bill for all that stuff because of the different gain structures that it has and all that. I mean, you can easily get this to fit into anything. So with that, let's go ahead and just do a quick mix with this, and then I'll get the hell out of here. Well, there you go. This thing sounds freaking awesome, and I had a lot of fun familiarizing myself with this thing. And you know, sometimes you plug into stuff you haven't played in a while, and you're like, I wonder if I still like this. And honestly, I was pleasantly surprised at how amazing this thing sounded, how the feel was, how great it took a boost. I mean, everything. I can't say enough nice things about this unit. It is awesome. And I bought this probably 4 years ago, 5, I don't know. I've had it a while. But if I was to go out on the road or do shows or record or whatever right now, and I wanted to use my Synergy rig, I would easily pick this. It is awesome. So tell me what your favorite Synergy or Salvation audio modules are, and let me know if you've tried one of these and what your thoughts are. And what are your thoughts about what you heard today in today's video? So before I go, I want to say thank you to everyone who's been purchasing all of my preset and profile packs for all the digital platforms, along with my IR packs as well. So if you want great heavy metal, high gain, crazy sounds, whether it's IRs or any of the profile and preset and capture packs, go to my website, tonewars.com. I have stuff available for all the digital platforms out there, and I'm so glad you guys are digging those. Well, with that, let me just thank all my Patreon supporters and subscribers. I really appreciate you guys. And I also want to invite you to click on the hype button if you like this video. I could use the hype right now. I'm not doing a lot of videos right now because my pressure washing business is so busy. So it would really help me get in the algorithm a little bit better and keep my channel up there. So I'd appreciate that. And if you're new to the channel and you like what you saw and heard here, please subscribe and click the bell so that you're notified every time I either come out with a new episode or go live. I got a lot more stuff coming up for you guys, and I'll see you on the next one.